Have you ever heard of a restaurant firing a customer? This apparently is gaining traction. Restaurant chefs, they're firing customers. All right, hold on. I'll explain in a minute. All right. When I say, have you ever heard of a restaurant firing somebody, do you know what this means?
Oh, yeah, totally.
All right, now, Coop, you're a veteran of what, like Red Lobster and Carrabba's and Olive. Oh, you worked at Olive Garden.
I worked at Carrabba's and Olive Garden. I'm the Italian restaurant server connoisseur.
All right, so you never worked at Red Lobster then?
No, I never worked with the Cheddar Bay biscuits, even though I always wanted to.
Oh, so good.
I've never had a Cheddar Bay biscuit.
We made them. One of my friends gave me some for the kids. They're so good.
Oh, you know what? Have I seen those like at like Costco or like Sam's Club? Do they sell like your do it yourself, make it at home Cheddar Bay biscuits from
Cheddar Bay?
from Red Lobster?
Yeah, I have the box. It's in a big black box.
You have it?
Of course.
It comes in like 3 pouches, and you can and you have to add like a cup of shredded cheddar cheese and water, essentially.
Yeah.
Really?
And they're fantastic.
Oh,
Make some.
Can you make them at home so they're as good as in Red Lobster?
I think they're better. You can put as much butter on them as you want.
I mean, I make them pretty good. I could make some tomorrow morning early and bring them in for you guys.
That's I just want to imagine Fester
naked.
with his hairy back with no shirt on making Cheddar Bay biscuits at home.
You don't have to imagine. I'll take pictures. I mean,
Ooh, Cheddar Bay back hair.
Cheddar Bay back hair.
The last time I was at Red Lobster was in West Palm Beach in like 1993.
No, they're great.
Yeah, the last time I was at a Red Lobster was 1993, West Palm on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. Sir, I swear.
Every year for Shrimp Fest.
We should have like an MJ Morning Show dinner at the Red Lobster.
It's so
nice
good.
place. It's a good place. Nothing wrong with Red Lobster. I love it.
Wait a sec. Why Red Lobster? Why not?
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a day.
Have lobster.
Here's what we can do.
Yeah.
We can go to Applebee's first and have a couple of drinks, like a couple of, margaritas or something.
Well,
They do like the dollar drinks every month.
I don't want to.
What if I want the Oreo shake?
Okay, well, Oreo shakes before seafood, I don't know. Then we go to Red Lobster for the main course. You can have some Cheddar Bay biscuits. And then we'll go back for the Oreo shake.
So, Coop, when I say that, like, restaurants and chefs are starting to like cancel people, starting to fire customers, what comes to mind, Coop?
I think of Karens. I think of firing Karens. You see a Karen walk in, and you're like, nope, she's fired. I ain't working with her.
Good answer. All right. So, Roxanne, what do you think it means when a chef or a restaurant fires a customer?
Well, if you bring in bratty kids, get them out of here.
You know what? That could be an option as well. Let me tell you what's going on. Fester, do you have an idea?
No, I've only been fired from one restaurant, and it was a buffet, and they told me I was there too long, and I had to go.
Which one was that?
Crazy.
No, I don't think it was Crazy Buffet.
It was on Fowler Avenue, Asian buffet, like across from University Mall.
Are they still there?
Oh, yeah, they're still there. I took all of the
crab legs.
No.
Remember that?
No. I didn't take crab legs. I was the crawfish guy, and I ate like 200 of them.
Crawfish.
Yeah, I love crawfish. Oh
yeah,
man,
I like crawfish too.
I love crawfish, and I ate like
Crawdad season.
I went 200. The guy's like, he's like, sir, you have to go now, but Asian.
Well, listen to this. Some chefs and restaurateurs are getting proactive, and they are Googling ahead. And if they detect that they could have a problem customer, a problem diner, they're canceling their reservations.
How judgmental.
Listen to this. This is a story. What was your look of, Fester just did hey, for the camera. Hey, Coop, get the camera on Fester. Give me the face you just did.
Like this. Oh, it was a genuinely surprised face because I recently Googled a restaurant that I wanted to go to, and I saw comments left by previous people.
Yep.
And this guy in front of me left like 700 reviews on everything. And then I started reading his reviews, and he was a little nitpicky about stuff.
Really?
On places I would never go, but from floral nurseries to yogurt shops to everything. And he was pretty critical, but who has time to leave 700 reviews?
Believe it or not, I actually leave Google reviews. Now, I'm not online as like my real name, so you're not going to find reviews left by Todd Schnitt, my real name. But
MJ, you leave him as MJ.
No, I don't leave him as MJ as well. But I don't have like some goofy like fake name like Robert Prescott or something.
Robert Prescott. I'm
your-
a Robert Prescott. I can see that. It's like your Peterman.
Whose is that?
I've got a friend.
You got a friend?
I've got a friend. No. I've got a friend that uses that name.
Mr. Prescott, your meme's ready.
Hold on a sec.
I use Delta Sierra.
Oh my God.
DS.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So for Dominic Siciliano.
Yeah, so
All right.
You don't look like a Delta, sir.
All right, I'm not far off. But if you look at my seriously, if you look at my Google reviews, I don't leave a lot of nasty reviews. I think I might only have like 1 or 2 out of like 50 or 60 reviews. Most of the reviews that I leave are when a place is great. So 99% or 95% of my reviews are like 5-star reviews, and they're good. And I leave great comments. I'm not one of those nitpickers that leaves all kinds of 1-star or 2-star lousy reviews. You know what sucks? And, my wife, Michelle, she is great at sorting through the Google review crap online. And then I'll get into the actual story here. But Michelle, she likes to see places that have Google reviews of like at least a 4.5. That's sort of like Michelle's number, 4.5 or higher. You know what? Hang on.
Am I having deja vu right now?
Why?
We were talking about reviews about Pizza Land earlier.
Oh, okay.
And that's where he said earlier today that Michelle likes a 4.5.
Does it go up to 5?
Yeah, 5 is the top reviews.
I've never reviewed
Hold
any.
on. What, you've never been on Google and checked out a review?
Never.
Dude, you are so out of it, Froggy.
Well, anytime.
What is you, judger?
Well,
Hey, Michelle, we're talking about Google reviews. I got a story I'm about to get into about a chef that is canceling the reservations of diners or people that made reservations. Apparently, this is a trend that restaurants are like, will Google people making reservations, and they will say, no, thank you, and they'll cancel people that they detect have a history of leaving nasty or bad reviews online. So we're talking about, I'm going to get into, I haven't even scratched the surface on the story yet. We've been talking about some sidebar items here, but we're talking about Google reviews. And am I right when I say that for Google reviews, you like to see a business or a restaurant with at least a 4.5?
oh yeah, for traveling, it's 4.5 and above.
And then, but you become really, really good at sorting out the BS. Like, if there is a lower score, and if a restaurant or a place of business's Google review score appears to be dragged lower, you'll go through some of the reviews, and you've been very good at really kind of sorting out some of the bogus BS reviews that people are dinging these places on. That's just not fair.
No, sometimes they'll complain about the other clients or the other patrons in the place, like screaming kids next to them, or
3 stars, only I got screaming kids. That's not the establishment's fault.
not their fault. Sometimes people are really hard on them for, like, they forgot my salad, so I'm only giving them 3 stars, or they forgot one of our dishes, and it's like, sometimes things like that happen.
Yeah, or the restaurant, great food, but the parking lot was busy, so I'm only giving them 2 stars.
Right.
Why would people?
Well, they do that. Why do people do
do
anything,
that.
Froggy? People are whacked.
It's
That's
seriously a Karen move. Total
Listen.
Karen move.
That's what happened to that restaurant in Miami when we went there for lunch. This person wrote a scathing review. She had parked in, she's like another business in the area. She parked in 2 spots. The guy has a small parking lot because he's down there in Miami near the airport. And so she wrote a scathing, long review how he was rude to her and he needs to think about other businesses in the area. But he had glowing reviews on everything else, but it dragged him down to like a 4.5, maybe even a little like 4.4. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this dude a chance. He responded to her review and everything, said, lady, you were taking up 2 parking spaces and putting makeup on in the car. What the heck? I needed the spots for the other people coming to the restaurant. And did we not have the most delicious sandwich?
Let me tell you right now, I think I talked about this on the air. We did. We did talk about this because I had a listener a couple of weeks ago say, MJ, I went to that place near the Miami airport for that Cuban sandwich, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a typical Cuban sandwich. The name of the place that Michelle's referring to where we ate, it's called the Airport Cafe and Liquors. Airport Cafe and Liquors. It's on Northwest 36th Street in Miami Springs. And it was just a couple of streets down from that seedy day room hotel that we rented the room at for my brother's wedding because we couldn't get a hotel room anywhere else. And we were in a murder motel.
Unbelievable.
But 2 blocks down is this Airport Cafe and Liquors. We had this pork sandwich that was Michelle, how would you describe it? Was one of the most incredible sandwiches I've ever had in my life. How would you describe it?
I can't. It was just the most delicious, I guess a Cuban style pork sandwich.
Like a mojo pork?
Yeah.
But it had like a
mojo pork.
It was like a glaze. It was always, when they dip the beef sandwiches in the like an au jus. It was sort of like it was just one of the best. I swear, one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I think we're going to take a day trip just to go get one again.
Yeah, we're going to get on an American Airlines 737 and just go down and get lunch. Try and get one of those $65, $70 fares down to Miami. Just go get lunch. Seriously, I've been dreaming about this damn sandwich.
I know, so good. But anyway, back to the issue. Yeah, if they're like bogus reviews. Also, if I see the owner response, right, and sometimes the owner will respond and say, sorry you had that kind of experience. And then maybe explain something or whatever, then you like to see that too.
Yeah, I don't understand how a place can get, 60 or 70 5-star reviews, and there's just a couple of people who sabotage them with 1 star. This place is mismanaged or whatever.
They ding them on delivery orders. 1 star. My order was an hour late. Or you forgot to put the, guacamole in my order. And sometimes it's not their problem. It's the person who's picked up the food to deliver it, whatever the delivery service is. You
only put 1 wet nap in the bag instead of 2. Yeah. 1 star!
Ridiculous.
Yeah, hey, Coop, yeah.
So this is Stacy in Lakeland. She's saying that you can take, business owners can take off their bad reviews. Is that true?
I think there's a way to complain, but I don't think they take off all bad reviews. If they determine, I believe, hang on, let me bring Stacy on. Michelle, I just conferenced you. Stacy, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show with me and Fester, Froggy, Roxanne, and Michelle also. Hi.
Hi. Well, I hired a painter that was, I picked off at Google. He didn't have a ton of reviews. He had maybe 15. And it turned out his employees did the good reviews, and he painted all over my hardware. I mean, it was.
Oh my God! So
painted your fridge.
He painted your fridge.
Yeah, I mean, it was really it was spectacular how bad they were.
Right.
And we left a review and basically and left pictures on the work they did, and they were actually able to take it off Google. And apparently, I was able to catch a couple of comments on it where someone's already said they took off the bad review, but apparently you can take bad reviews off.
I've heard.
I never would have picked them.
You know what? I've heard of businesses that appeal, or they put in a complaint that it's a vindictive bad review, or I think that some businesses, if they get a bad review, and sometimes this is true, they'll claim that it's a competitor trying to drag them down, or somebody that is just, again, being vindictive. I think that businesses have a way to go to Google to have that done, but legitimate reviews like yours where you think the painters sucked and they're painting your toilets or something, they're painting your doorknobs and you're getting it all over your cabinet hardware or all over the door hinges, you living a review, that's legit.
Oh yeah, they took it down. So Google they can trick you a little bit.
All right, well, listen, thank you for the call. I appreciate you checking in.
The flip side.
Sure, thanks.
I had a texter say they don't leave negative reviews anymore because they got sued by a business owner when they did it.
You know what? I've heard of that as well. I've heard of places suing an individual with a bad review, and I think maybe they're just trying to threaten folks or intimidate people in not leaving potentially an honest review. Anyway, so I already laid out, 10 minutes ago, I laid out what the story's really about, and I've mentioned how this is a trend, and I've got, some specifics, but there are some chefs and restaurants that are Googling They're searching on the people making reservations at their restaurants, and they're looking for people that have a pattern of bad online behavior or leaving a string of bad reviews. And some restaurants and chefs are then canceling their reservation, saying, no thanks, we don't want your business, because this person might have a pattern of leaving bad reviews. So here's an example of Michael Jones. He's a California chef, and he claims that they Google the guests before they arrive at the restaurant. They're looking for problems. They're looking to see if they have an online footprint or a track record of just destroying restaurants or places where they've eaten. And they're saying, no thanks. We don't need this hassle. We don't need your business. So they're looking for people that have a history of leaving really lousy reviews or being rude to restaurant employees. And they're blacklisting some of these people that they're discovering could be problem patrons.
That seems like an awful lot of work.
Yeah,
it does.
every single customer.
I mean, it's an awful. I book a lot of restaurants through Open Table, right? Is that the website?
Yeah, Open Table is one of the places. Sure,
that's usually my first go-to if I want to make a reservation somewhere. But it links to my Google account. And it just seems like a lot of work to have man hours going into back history of all of your patrons.
This chef is out in the Carmel Valley out in California, and apparently this guy Googles guests before they arrive, and he admits that he's canceled or revoked reservations if there's a problem pattern with some of these clients or some of these soon-to-be arriving guests.
So you'll weed out some, but you still have people who book under a different name, or their wife books, or their friend books, or they do the reviews under a different name.
See, I give out Doug's name whenever I want to make a reservation, and I get great service. I get great seats.
Listen to this. A chef behind a now-defunct restaurant called Cachagua General Store.
Well, that's why it should be closed. Cachagua. Who wants to go there?
Listen to this. The chef of this now closed restaurant was described as bottom of the barrel and awful by some users on TripAdvisor, and would apparently use the online directory Spokio to discover patrons' identities by plugging in their phone numbers, and then troll sites like Yelp, TripAdvisor, and Facebook. If they appeared to be serial bad reviewers or displayed rude manners, he would prevent them from eating his food by canceling their reservations. So this is two examples of, I wonder if any places here in the Tampa Bay area do this. I wonder, what? This is a long shot. Hey, Michelle, do you want to hang or do you want to go?
No, I'll listen on the radio.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's 104.7 FM, Q105.
Thank you.
Hey, Michelle, the MJ Morning Show's back.
Yeah, she saw the
Tell your
billboard.
friends.
Have you seen some of the billboards?
I've seen a billboard or two.
All right, fantastic. All right, bye, Michelle. All right, so let's try to go to phones on this. This could be a long shot locally here in the Tampa Bay area. If you want to remain anonymous, if you're a restaurant owner, if you're a chef,
Restaurateur.
if you are, thank you, Froggy. Do you even know what that means?
Of course I do.
Okay. Why are you talking like that?
I don't know.
A restaurant. It just sounds right to say restaurateur without moving your teeth.
You want to give out my social security number on the air as well? All right.
099.
That was a mistake.
All right. So here's the deal. If you are a chef, a restaurant owner, if you're a server, or maybe you just know, maybe it's happened to you. All right, fire up the phones, and again, I have no idea what the response is going to be on this. Like, I knew that every line was going to jam up regarding Roxanne and her gas station issue yesterday that we talked about last hour. Every line was jammed for 12, 15 minutes. All right, on this, I don't know. If any restaurant owners, servers, or if you know of any restaurants that Google people that make reservations locally, to detect whether they're going to have some problem potential diners that they don't want to hassle with, fire up the phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. We're looking for maybe any local information. And if you're a restaurant owner, if you're a chef, if you're a server at a place and you know they do this, hey, if you want to be anonymous, that's fine. If you want to call in as anonymous and tell us a story, we're looking for any local places that might Google customers that make a reservation to find out if they're like a serial problem diner leaving bad reviews online, and are they canceling reservations?
See, that's really specific. I mean,
it is. Yeah, it's very specific.
But even if you're a restaurateur, how'd you say it, Froggy?
Restaurateur.
Right, restaurateur, and you fired a customer via walking to their table and saying, "Get out,"
or listen, get the hell out.
But MJ, why does that only apply to restaurants? Like when you had a tanning salon, like what if you Googled
that's fine. So you're right. Any business.
Yeah.
But also, it's not. Let me broaden it a little bit. Are you a restaurant owner, or do you work at a restaurant, or do you have another business where you've been plagued with unfair bad reviews? Or how do you handle it? Have you ever fired a customer because of, possible bad reviews because you found out their history? All right, 800-990-1047. Again, I have no idea what kind of phones this is going to generate. I see that Coop is on hold. Coop is talking to some lines here, but this might be a tough ask. But I mean, think about it. I mean, this is really fascinating that chefs and restaurants don't want bad reviews, so they are seeking out the potential problem customers.
Pretty smart.
And then canceling their reservations so they can't come in and potentially leave them a bad review.
I wonder what's the excuse they tell the person. Do they say, listen, you have a bad rep?
All right, so if you're in the restaurant business or any other kind of business and you've done this, or how do you handle bad reviews? I'll expand the search, for phone calls even a little wider here. If you're a business owner, how do you deal with a bad review? Because that can drag your score down. And a lot of times, many times a bad review is warranted, but there are probably many times that it's not warranted, where it's just petty, it's BS, it really has nothing to do with your core operation. It's some, ancillary issue that you get dinged on. All right, look, phones are ringing here.
Usually when someone is super negative, it's like a reflection of them, and it's not a reflection. They're going to have negative experiences everywhere they go.
All right, 800-990-1047. So if any of the criteria I've laid out, if you'd like to add, 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones right now, 800-990-1047. Yeah, Coop.
Didn't that happen to George on Seinfeld with the soup guy?
No soup for you.
Oh, yeah.
No. Well,
it wasn't coming.
I don't know the context, but
the context on No Soup for You was that George didn't follow you're supposed to just get in line, order like mechanically, move along, pay, and George tried to engage in small talk and piss the guy off, right?
Wasn't there the episode where George took the tip back because the guy never saw him leave a tip, and he took it back, and the guy turns and catches him stealing from the tip jar?
Right.
Yeah.
Was he fired from that rest? I don't remember.
Yeah, because George was putting money in the tip jar, but the person he was leaving for the tip for didn't see him leave the tip, so he wanted to reinsert the tip. And then the guy saw him taking the money out that he just put in. So, yeah, that's right. All right, let me grab phones on this. Anonymous. Anonymous is in Tampa. Hello, Anonymous. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Welcome.
So I'm a manager at a restaurant over in Tampa. We haven't fired anyone off of Google reviews in terms of customers, but our reservation actually has a history that our reservation system is kind of like a little guest book that's permanent, and we keep track of guest visits and write little notes, and if they're a problem, we will not let them come back.
All right.
Have a whole diary.
So anonymous restaurant employee, manager, give me an example of what gets a customer blacklisted? What does a customer have to do? Or give me some recent instances or something out of your memory. What did a customer do to then get denied future service at your restaurant? Other than dropping their pants in front of a waitress or something.
I mean, not to say that it's pretty frequent, but guests that get really drunk and start berating the staff.
Oh.
We had a guy picking up takeout. It was his first time picking up takeout. He just immediately went off and started cussing people out. He's not allowed to come back at all. It's mostly for really belligerent customers that are just going to run the staff through it because it's pretty common.
Now, what kind of, if you don't want to give the name of the restaurant, that's fine, but what type of restaurant, and is this a well-known restaurant that you're talking about?
Within Tampa, yeah, it's really well known, and the seating isn't exactly extensive. It's a very small place, so the waits can get up to be a few hours long.
Oh, wow.
All right, I got to know because I want to go there because I love the way you do business. Seriously.
Can you tell us off air?
Well, listen, if you're like trying to ban customers that legitimately have been problematic, I mean, do you have a problem mentioning the name of the restaurant? I mean, if you don't want to, listen, I don't want to force you.
I can tell you guys off air.
All right.
All right, put it on hold.
All right.
Put it on hold. I'm picking it right now.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna take you off the air. Fester's gonna pick you up.
Hold
All
on,
right.
hold on.
All right. So yeah, she doesn't want it on the air.
Olive Garden. Red Lobster.
Yeah, we're off the air right now.
It's Long John Silver's.
Ever heard of LGS?
I love that place.
Oh, Fester.
Oh, wow.
Fester's talking to the caller
Okay,
off the air right now.
Yeah, you're right. That's not a lot of seating in there.
Hey, Fester, do I know the place?
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to put you back on hold. Okay, hold on.
Oh, God.
All right, all right.
Well,
Oh, man, it's a
Why's she
great
back on
restaurant.
anonymous.
I don't know.
Thanks. Fester will tell me off the air.
I'm
All
coming
right.
by today for lunch.
Write it down, Fester. Write it down.
All right. Thanks, anonymous. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. All right. So listen, I thought it was going to be a tough get trying to get a couple of calls on that, but we got a manager at a restaurant. They've blacklisted. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been to this location twice already. We love this place.
Yeah, Fester just brought it up on the computer screen. Yeah, it looks delicious.
Never been there.
Looks fantastic.
Not a lot of seats.
All right, guys, moving along.